Let me start by saying I did find some items for $1.25, but it does look like almost all items are a dollar or 50 or higher now. Hi everybody, I'm Aubrey and this is Crybaby Salmon Homestead. Today we're going to take a look at the Dollar Tree, and I did ask the people who are working there if there was a red dot and it didn't have a number in it, what does that mean? And they said, well, it's going to be under $2. If it's a red dot and there's not a number inside of it, it's going to be less than $2, but it could be $1.50 or it could be $1.75. So I only had a handful of change. I'll talk about the financial stuff that happened in another video sometime down the line. But I'm really frugal now. Like I was before, but now I have to be, and it's serious. So I'm looking very like I'm scrutinizing whenever I try to put anything into the cart. So if I have anything similar, I'm not buying anything. I'm not buying extras. I used to stock up on things. I'm not going to be able to with these prices, but I still thought they had really cute stuff. Now, if I change my frame of mind of this isn't the Dollar Tree anymore, right? Like if this is a new Big Lots or something, I would be okay with these prices. So I'm thinking about that too, and a lot of the items are nicer than they were when it was a Dollar Tree store, just plain dollar, right? And then the $1.25 stuff was a little bit starting to get a little bit nicer. Now, they do have some stuff that's like $9, some stuff $7. You have to be careful. They've already started changing the tags on the shelves. So they're saying $1.50, $1.75. Some are saying $3.50. I think if you'll so we'll see as you're looking on the screen, you'll probably see what I'm seeing, right? And I did not get through the whole store in the 15 minutes of this video, but we'll have to come back another day. Maybe when I have more money. It's the end of the month. So I'm looking here, and I do really like these containers. Now, you have to think of them as like not being disposable. Use them again, right? Take good care of your stuff and make them last. And like for those tongs are awesome. I bought a bunch because I designed a game for my students. And actually, when I used to have like little Halloween parties almost every year, when my older kids were little. And so I've designed a game where you drop the eyeballs, like little plastic eyeballs all over the place, and then you use the tongs, those skeleton hands, to pick it up. It's kind of like that egg in a spoon, right? But then you have to get the eyeballs into the buckets, and you don't even have to have a prize. The kids just really like playing it, but of course you have a prize. Like whoever gets the most gets a prize. Usually a piece of Dollar Tree candy, and you get like 25 pieces for either $1.25 or $1.50. I don't remember now. But like that right there is $1.50. Be careful because some of the items, watch the register too, because the red dot is like a price that's like in the process of being changed over. So be careful that you get the price that you think you're going to get. And don't be afraid to put something back. If you think it's a not a great price, we got to get over we have humility, but you don't want to be humiliated. If you're in line and you think it's a price you think it is and it's not the price you think it is, I do like the biohazard tape. That's really cute. I think I'd buy that, and then at the end, wrap it up really neatly and use it again the next year. You got to use things over again. You can't just throw things away. So, but if you think that you have a certain price and you get up there and it's not the price you think it was, don't be afraid to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that back. It gets a little harder when you bring kids with you if the prices are in between and the kids are really excited about something. But make sure that you articulate to your kids, hey, you're allowed to choose one item. It has to be $1.50 or whatever your financial situation is, But I would talk to mine beforehand and let them know, hey, it's not $1.25 anymore. You used to be able to come in and get 5 things, and then you used to come in and get 3 things, and now it's going to be like you can get 2 things. Because usually I'd give them the budget of $5, like usually $5 a month. I do like some of the stuff I'm seeing here, and I think that it's a good deal compared to a lot of other places. Like if you're going to like the Halloween store, definitely better deal here. If you're going to like a craft store, if you can find the items here, a lot of the craft materials are a better deal here. Not always though. So you do have to do a price comparison. I do like price comparisons between Dollar Tree and like Hobby Lobby. Sometimes with Michael's, but Hobby Lobby is usually a better deal than Michael's. But you just gotta shop around, and it's not gonna always be a one and done trip anymore. Um, Sometimes I'd pay a little bit more for one item because I knew if I went to another store, I'd buy something else that I wasn't planning on buying. And now it's just you bring the amount of cash you want to spend, because you just have to have that self control now with the way prices are. It's not just the Dollar Tree, obviously. We're being price gouged everywhere we go. Now they are too, though. Like what they buy when they buy stuff from somewhere else, they're like a middleman, right? So they're gonna have to raise their prices. They have to raise their prices because what they're spending on their merchandise is also more expensive. And even the whole supply chain is being affected because everything is more expensive. And I mean, that's to be expected. How long can a Dollar Tree be? Like, long can you charge something for $1? The materials are going to be more expensive. The packaging is going to be more expensive. The fuel for moving items from place to place is more expensive. So, I mean, I understand. I get it. And I have empathy. I know that there are going to be some people who don't want to go to the Dollar Tree anymore because it's not a dollar anymore. It was $1.25. Now it's like $1.50 minimum, most of them. I did get a few items here today that actually were $1.25. But all of the items that have that red sticker, the solid red sticker, they told me are under $2, but they could either be $1.50 or $1.75. So there are definitely some cool things here. So it used to be, though, like every year I would see almost the exact same stuff. It's like they put everything away and just took out the stuff again, right? But now I'm actually seeing things I've never seen before, which is really actually exciting because you're starting to see, like, I still have some things saved of the things that they would be recycling, showing over and over again. And now there are some items that I've never seen before, which is it's kind of fun. You feel like you're actually going somewhere. But they're $1.50. So, I mean, now I actually, as I'm walking through, though, I'm thinking about like, what do I have on hand that I could use to make something similar? And I definitely am not getting rid of stuff the way I should be getting rid of stuff. Honestly, like you should be getting rid of stuff, but when it costs so much to replace the stuff you had, I am resorting back to the mentality I had growing up, which was living in a very low income household, military household, low ranking. And sadly, now we are transitioning into a one income household. So I have to be very careful with how I spend my money, and everything has to go to essentials with very little going to things that are frivolous or, that are not essential, not important things. But as I'm looking here and I'm thinking, like, I might not always, sometimes I might be like window shopping. I might come back and get a few items later on if I can really think through, like, okay, if I'm going to do this craft project, how much would it cost? And, or if that's going to be a gift, who is it going to be for? Really planning things out more ahead of time so that my dollars go farther. I like this one here because it's going to be basically three-dimensional, because you're going to have these like 2D flat wood pieces, but they have these little holes. So if you stick those in there, it's going to be like a three-dimensional effect. That would be really cute. And I like the idea of maybe putting one of those little electric tea lights behind it, which would make it even look cuter with that little building, because it would look like the lights coming through the windows. So that doesn't come with it, by the way. That was just an idea I was thinking out just now, because I do have some of the Dollar Tree little lights that I did kind of, like hold a few back. Just because I think of like for like power outages and things like that would be a good idea to have a few extra, but it would also look really cute with decorations, like almost any time of year, because there's always something going on. There's either Christmas or, Easter or Halloween. There's always something, so that you could use those, or you could use it as like a backup. light, just so that you don't like trip over and fall and stuff. Not that it's going to really make a lot of illumination, but it will be very helpful. Like to have a drawer with some flashlights, which the Dollar Tree flashlights are pretty nice. And then also having some of those little lights, because basically that's less than $1. It's like two for $1.50, makes them about 75 cents each. So the cute little slippers here, those are, I think, $1.50. I didn't ring them up to make sure, but they have the red dot, and I don't see a number written inside of the dot, so I'm thinking that it is $1.50 for now. So who knows, in time they might go up, but for right now, those slippers look like they're $1.50. There are also all those cute little hats. Some of them have those little pom-poms, which I think look like little ears or something. Super cute. And those would come in handy for wintertime, which, actually the colder weather is kind of already hit. It's still kind of like an in-between phase, kind of like me going through menopause. It's like, it's hot or cold, but I can't decide. The little strobe lights here are so cute. That'll be fun for the Halloween decorations. Put it inside of the actual pumpkin, or maybe a makeshift pumpkin. Maybe we can do like some kind of decoupage, Mod Podge, make your own pumpkin. I'm thinking of what materials I already have. Maybe I can use some like paper or newspaper, like the mailing stuff that they send us in the mail, and some water and glue and a balloon, and make like my own little decoupage pumpkin, and make a hole in it and stick a light inside of it, not like a actual like candle, because that would be dangerous. But I have some ideas. I've got a bunch of pine cones. I have some Christmas bells. Maybe we can turn them into acorns. That would be so cute. And actually, they did have some pine cones on the other side that I think I get to eventually, that are like covered in glitter, that were turned into Christmas ornaments. So that could be something that we try to do. That would be really easy and cheap, like cheaper than actually the Dollar Tree. I'm sure I've got some brown yarn I can use, or just like coat it with some glue, put some glitter on it, bam, done. That would be fun. And maybe I would do some, maybe I'll make it into glitter glue, so that it's not going to make a big mess everywhere, that it will actually stay put, and then maybe like spray it with Mod Podge. I actually already have that stuff, so if I don't have to go buy other stuff, use what we already have, right? So if you're a crafter, you probably have a lot of craft materials. Instead of going to get more craft materials to make a certain project, look at what you have and see what you can make from that. Okay, we're going to play MacGyver, but for crafts. Okay, like you can make it with a paperclip, right? If you can use a paperclip to save your life, you can use it to make a Christmas decoration. I know you can. All right, so they do still have a little bit of gardening stuff. Now, I know it's not the time of year that a lot of people think about gardening, but I'll be doing some stuff on my channel where I show you what I'm doing this time of the year. I garden all year long. I mean, obviously, there's less gardening at certain times of the year. That's just not quite as fun to garden in certain times of the year. But I grow a lot of perennials, and that means I do a lot of seed saving for annuals too. But I do a lot of seed saving. I do a lot of rooted cuttings. I do a lot of provocation and propagation. Just got married. Propagation. And so that's going to be fun. I also just recently bought a bunch of different kinds of sunflower seeds. So, and some of them are super tiny little seeds. Thinking about Christmas, if you've got little kids, especially little boys who are really, or little girls, anybody who's really into Hot Wheels, these would be great for stocking stuffers. And if you're really on a tight budget, it could be the actual Christmas gift too, obviously. But it would be nice for a stocking stuffer. And there's all these different cars to choose from. They are not $1.50. They're cheaper than that. So they're $1.25, I believe. And then they've also got the Hot Wheel track, which is really cool. They also have some name brand, really small figurines. I'm thinking stocking stuffer, but you could like pair it with a book or something. If you have like a My Little Pony book or a coloring book and you had a couple characters, I think that would be a really nice gift for somebody if you're really needing to pinch pennies. I remember my mom telling me a story about a lady who didn't have money for Christmas. She had like only a few dollars, and she made her Christmas tree out of branches of trees, and they made their own little, you know, garland, and then she just went and bought penny candies for their stockings that was really special, and they just actually used real socks instead of stockings. And you know what, we can make it happen. Christmas can be very special without us spending a ton of money. um, Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Please hit like and subscribe. I really need this channel to take off. I don't want to be like one of those people who's like, please subscribe. I need it. I actually need it now. I'm one income household now, and to make ends meet, I'm doing a lot of frugal things, but I'm doing a lot of side hustles, selling my stuff off, and I need my channel to take off. Otherwise, I'm going to have to cancel my editing software. So please hit subscribe and like and make a comment. All right, everybody. God bless. Be good, be sweet, go garden if you want to eat, and I'll see you next time.